Hello. Have you listened me? Okay. So first we will see the fundamentals of the World Wide Web. World Wide Web stands for WWW or WWW stands for World Wide Web. World Wide Web only pronounced simply as web, as I have told you before. Okay. Then now I am sharing the screen. You can read as well. So अरे यार माझे इंटरनेट याचं सारखं अनस्टेबल होते. The World Wide Web is a combination of all resources and users on the internet that are using the hypertext transfer protocol. It is a distributed document delivery system. This uses a client server model and it is a main presentation language. Okay. It is main presentation language which is used to design web pages. By using HTML, we can design web pages. As well as there are some other language. Those are the scripting languages. Those are JavaScript language, ECMA script, PHP, Python, Ruby, Groovy, Perl, Lua, Bash, and HTML. All these languages are scripting languages. By using these languages, we can design a website or a web page. Okay. We access any websites we access with using web browser. What is a web browser? What is web browser? Web browser is a browser from where you can access your web pages. Okay. There are some popular web browsers. Those are Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Apple Safari, Opera. Okay. You are nowadays you are using in a mobile also for browsing the websites or web pages. Web servers and types of web pages. There are different web servers and type of websites. Web server is a computer system that processes request via HTTP, a basic network protocol used to distribute information on WWW. This term can refer to an entire system or specifically to the software that accepts and supervises the HTTP request. As the name suggests, it serves the request of client server. Primary function of a web server is to store, process, and deliver web pages to client. Means when client requests to any pages or anything to the server, the main task for the server is to serve the pages to the client. The pages delivered are most frequently HTML documents, which may include images, style sheets, and scripts in addition to text content. Agent, commonly a web browser or a web crawler, initialize communication by making the request for a specific resource using HTTP, and the server respond with the content of the resources or an error message if unable to do so. This is all about the web server. Now there are some websites. Website is made up of number of pages. A website is made up of number of pages. When you access any website, there is not only a single page. You can click on some link, then you can access next page, and simply website is a file which accessible anywhere and world through internet. Websites are usually created for commercial purpose. Any website created for commercial purpose. We are not create a website only for ourselves. Okay. As well, there are various extension of a websites depending upon their prime purpose. Some of the websites examples are given on the slide. That is .com website .com. You can see the different websites which have different type of extension. That is .com extension. .com extension is for commercial website. .org website for organization website. .net for network. .biz for business. Means if you search for any commercial website, you can see the extension of that website. Maybe not, must be .com. When you access any organization network, school, colleges network website, then it is with .org network. That .net network, .net for network type of website. .biz for business. .edu for education. Edu is also for education. And organization not visible. Okay, wait, then I'm trying. Now, is it visible? Please check once again. Is it visible? Okay. Now you have to see the same like web. So I have told the commercial website extension of commercial websites. Which one? Repeat कोणता सांगू? Websites, web server and a type of sites. So web server is a computer software and underlying software that accept request via HTTP. As I told you, HTTP is a protocol. Every protocol have different assigned work. So HTTP have assigned work to access the web server and serves to the web server serves to the client. जेव्हा तुम्ही कुठली पण एखादी वेबसाईट वरती एखादी रिक्वेस्ट करतात एखाद्या ब्राउझर याला सपोज जसं काही गुगल वर तुम्ही हे करताय तर ती तुमची रिक्वेस्ट तुम्ही ऍज अ क्लायंट असतात आणि तुम्हाला जिथून ती इन्फॉर्मेशन प्रोव्हाइड केली जाते तो असतो वेब सर्व्हर. ठीक आहे. The primary function of a web server is to store, process, and deliver web pages to a client. म्हणजे मेन त्याचं फंक्शन काय आहे वेब सर्व्हरचं, कुठले पण इन्फॉर्मेशन स्टोअर करायची, प्रोसेस करायची आणि क्लायंटला वेब पेजेस सर्व करायचे. म्हणजे जेव्हा तुम्ही रिक्वेस्ट करता तेव्हा वेब पेजेस क्लायंटला सर्व करायचे, हे वेब सर्व्हरचा मेन फंक्शन असतं. Pages delivered are most frequently are HTML documents, which may include images, styles, sheets, and script in addition to text content. Okay. While primary function is to serve content, a full implementation of HTTP also includes ways of receiving content from client. This feature is used for submitting web forms, including uploading the files. Next is websites. There are different type of websites. A website is made up of number of web pages. वेबसाईट कसली बनलेली असते, वेबसाईट मध्ये नंबर ऑफ पेजेस असतात. असं नसतं की तुम्ही एखादी वेबसाईट ऍक्सेस करताय आणि तुम्हाला फक्त फ्रंट पेज दिसेल. तुम्ही एका लिंक वरती क्लिक केली, दुसरीकडे जाता, दुसरीकडून तिसरीकडे जाता. सपोज आपल्या कॉलेजचीच वेबसाईट जर तुम्ही रेफर केली तर तुम्हाला फर्स्ट काय दिसतं, होम पेज दिसतं. यू कॅन सी होम पेज. when you are accessing menu from the home page, तर the menu bar मध्ये काय काय असतं, तिथं तुमचे आता सपोज संस्था आहे आपली मराठा विद्याप्रसारक संस्थेचे वेगवेगळे कॉलेजेस आहेत, तिथे प्रोफेशनल कॉलेजेस आहे, स्कूल आहे. तर तुम्ही ज्या ज्या लिंक वरती क्लिक कराल तुम्ही त्या पेजला कनेक्ट व्हाल. ओके, म्हणजे बॅकग्राऊंडला होम पेजच्या बॅकग्राऊंडला डिफरंट पेजेस तिथे अटॅच केलेले असतात आणि हे सगळ्यांचे मिळून एक वेबसाईट तयार होते. म्हणजे वेबसाईट काय, इट इज अ कलेक्शन ऑफ or number of pages, web pages. Simply, web page is a file which is accessible anywhere in the world through internet. Website is file. Website ही एक फाइल आहे, ती तुम्ही इंटरनेट वरती कुठूनही ऍक्सेस करू शकता. If you are in India, if you are in America, there is no restriction to access any page from anywhere. If it is host on internet, then you can access from anywhere. Okay, websites are usually created for commercial purpose. As well, there are various extensions of website depending upon their prime purpose. So, websites कशासाठी असतात? These are for commercial purpose. Means you can provide your organization's information, your or anything, any information. There is nothing is remaining which we can't find in a website. So website is for commercial purpose. We are not create a website for only for ourselves, that I am creating a website and only I access the website, no one will see the website. So there is no use of this type of site. So the main purpose of website is for commercial purpose. As there are various extensions of websites depending upon their prime purposes. Some extension, I have shown some extension in this presentations slide. You can see that .com is a commercial website, .org is organization, .net is for network, .biz for business, .edu for educational. Okay, what is .com? Is what is .com's purpose? When we access any commercial website, then you can see the extension of commercial website is must be .com. We can, when we access www.google.com, then you can see the .com is the extension for that Google site. org website, org is for organization. Organization may be government websites. Many government websites have, you can find the .org website. Some network websites are a .net website. Those are network website. Biz for business website. Many people create their business website with the .biz extension. Yes, I was muted for some time. Okay. Then extension depending upon countries. Huh? When you see .in extension, you can understand that is in website in extensions website is in India, as well as .us extension website is from America. .uk for United Kingdom. .nz is for New Zealand. Understand? Then we have seen different extension of website. Now we will see type of website. There are two types of website. One type is a static website and another is dynamic website. Static website are very simple websites. The static website is one of the very basic type of website that is very easy to create, and its pages are coded in HTML. Static web pages codes are fixed for each and every page, so the information contained in the page does not change. The static means, as name indicates, static means which cannot change. Static cannot change. Those websites who are not changed, those are a static website, and dynamic are changeable website. Okay. So static websites sites pages are fixed, codes are fixed, and each and every page also information content in the page does not change. There are some advantages of static websites. These are very easier and fast to develop. Static websites are very fast to develop. These are low priced for development. These websites, static websites are very low price for development. These are cheap to host. Do you know hosting? Anyone know host, how to host, or what is the hosting? No. When you create any website, you need to host it. Okay. When you create any website, you have to host it. Okay. Means if you are not host any website, then it will not visible to world. You can see that website, and there is no need of no means for what purpose you have created the website, which will not fulfill. Okay. So static websites are very cheap to host. As well, such as advantages, there are some disadvantages of static website. Those are for any changes in the website, it requires web development expertise. Static. Once we have created a static website, हे बघा, जेव्हा आपण कुठली पण एखादी स्टॅटिक वेबसाईट बनवली, एकदा ती वेबसाईट बनवली की आपल्याला त्याच्यामध्ये काहीच चेंज करता येत नाही. We cannot change ourselves. Means when I create my own website, that's okay. I know how to change. But in the case of static website, once it hosts on web, you cannot change it yourself. It requires web development expertise. Okay, web development expertise you will require for do changes in that website. Content of static websites are inactive. The content of static म्हणजे एकदा वेबसाईट बनवली की तिच्यावरचे कंटेंट्स कधी चेंज नसतात. ते कंटेंट एकदा जे आहे ते तसेच असतात, इनॅक्टिव्ह स्टेट मध्ये असतात ते. So that this is our static websites advantages, disadvantages, and the definition of static website. You will have question in your exam sometimes. Write down types of website. Then you have to write the 2 types of website as well. You have to write advantages, disadvantages of static website, dynamic website. Okay, and if possible, you can draw a block diagram also. In static website, in block diagram, there is only one server. You can draw only one server. Name this block as a server, and you can draw a computer, and you can name to client or browser. एवढी जरी तुम्ही ब्लॉक डायग्राम काढली तरी sufficient आहे. Examiner will understand himself. Okay, but I think you don't have theory paper for that. Okay, now dynamic website. Dynamic website is a group of dynamic pages, web pages. The content of dynamic pages can be changed frequently. Dynamic website म्हणजे काय? डायनॅमिकचा अर्थच असा आहे की ते कंटिन्युअस चेंज होतं. Which is not fixed is a dynamic website. हो, प्रॅक्टिकलच असेल, थेअरी पेपर नाहीये. प्रॅक्टिकल आहे म्हणून तुम्हाला प्रॅक्टिकलच्या याचा अभ्यास चांगला करावा लागणार. ठीक आहे, आता आपण लक्ष द्या. डायनॅमिक वेब पेजेस वेबसाइट इज अ group of dynamic pages, web pages. The content of dynamic page can be changed frequently. म्हणजे डायनॅमिक वेब पेजचे कंटेंट हे कायम चेंज होत राहतात. Dynamic websites can access the required data from the database. डायनॅमिक वेबसाईट मध्ये कसं असतं, आता सर्व्हर मध्ये आपण पाहिलं सर्व्हर आणि डायरेक्ट ऍक्सेस टू क्लायंट और वेब ब्राउझर. तर डायनॅमिक वेब साईट मध्ये सर्व्हर असतो. सर्व्हर हा डेटाबेसला कनेक्ट असतो आणि डेटाबेस हा क्लायंट किंवा ब्राउझरला कनेक्टेड असतो. तर ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही कुठलं पण इन्फॉर्मेशन साठी क्वेरी टाकता किंवा एखादा पेज तुम्ही सर्व करताय, तर ती तुमची क्वेरी फर्स्ट जाते सर्व्हरला, त्यानंतर जाते डेटाबेसला. सर्व्हरला नाही, क्लायंट कडनं तुम्हाला डेटाबेसला जाईल, सर्व्हरला जाईल, सर्व्हर कडनं परत डेटाबेस मध्ये तुमची इन्फॉर्मेशन सर्च होईल आणि मग जेव्हा ती इन्फॉर्मेशन सर्च होईल त्यानंतर तुम्हाला सर्व केली जाईल. आणि डेटाबेस मध्ये तुमचं जे काही वेबसाईटच्या रिलेटेड डेटा असतो दॅट इज स्टोर्ड इन द डेटाबेस. ओके, so dynamic websites can access the required data from the database. Whenever changes are made to the database, then the content of the site is also get changed. Database मध्ये काहीही चेंजेस तुमचे त्या वेबसाईट मध्ये झाले की तुम्हाला ते सगळे साइट वरती चेंज दिसतात. ओके, So now advantages of dynamic website. तर डायनॅमिक वेबसाईटचे काही ऍडव्हान्टेजेस सुद्धा आहेत. डायनॅमिक वेबसाइट्स contain more functionality. Dynamic website contains more functionality as well as dynamic websites are easier to update. जसं आपण याच्यामध्ये डिसएडव्हान्टेज पाहिलं स्टॅटिक मध्ये की ते इझियर नाहीये आपल्याला. That are difficult to update, but dynamic websites are easier to update. Dynamic websites brings people back to the site to search for more information. म्हणजे एकदा आपण एखाद्या वेबसाईटला एंट्री केली, आपण काहीतरी इन्फॉर्मेशन सर्च करतोय आपण कुठेतरी दुसरीकडे चालला जातो. पण तुम्ही डायनॅमिक वेबसाईट मध्ये आपण परत बॅकला येऊ शकतो, पुन्हा आपण इन्फॉर्मेशन सर्च करू शकतो. तसेच काही डिसएडव्हान्टेजेस ऑफ द डायनॅमिक वेबसाइट्स आर there are some disadvantages of dynamic websites. Those are dynamic websites are slower and more costly to develop. त्या काय असतात स्लोअर असतात कारण त्यांचं डेटा प्रोसेसिंग साठी त्यांना डेटाबेस थ्रू पण जावं लागतं. The number of pages are linked to the dynamic number of pages are linked to the front page or home page of dynamic website, so they are slow and more costly to develop. If you want to do change in a specific page, you have to go through proper route. Okay, so there is some difference. It may be possible to it may be asked in a oral examination, that is what is the difference between static and dynamic websites. So the static website is a set of web pages whose contents are static, means it does not change dynamically. Okay, it does not change dynamically, and dynamic website change dynamically. It does not change, and dynamic websites are changed. These websites are static websites are easier to develop. Dynamic websites are not easier to develop. They are difficult to develop than static website. Then static website does not need any web programming and database design to create a static website. It is simply uses HTML. स्टॅटिक वेबसाईट साठी काय करावं लागतंय आपल्याला कुठलाच वेब प्रोग्रामिंग किंवा डेटाबेस डिझाईनची गरज नाहीये. आपण फक्त HTML यूज करून आपण स्टॅटिक वेबसाईट डिझाईन करू शकतो. And for dynamic website, it requires web programming and database design to develop, and it uses PHP, Servlet, JSP, ASP.NET, these scripting languages. Static website request. Static website sends the same response. For each request, static website needs. No, I am not changing slide. Type of website. On my computer, the slide is type of website. That is static type and dynamic type. Okay. Okay. Next difference is for dynamic website. According to the request, the responses sent by dynamic website may be different. Sometimes it may happen we request for any special or specific request, and it serves you a different page. It happened in a dynamic website. Then in static website, to make a website interactive, the static website uses a hyperlink and doesn't use any scripting. In static website, for the interactive web pages, static website uses only hyperlinks, and in dynamic website, client-side scripting and server-side scripting make the website attractive or interactive. The static websites are flexible, and dynamic websites are not flexible. Actually, this is a disadvantage of dynamic website, that this is not the flexible, and it is advantage of static website static websites are flexible. Okay. Okay. Now client server model. So client server model. Any website is a it uses a client server model. That is two processes, possibly network. The client which sends the request to a server block until reply is received, and the server processes the request from client, never blocks, and can reply to several clients simultaneously. Any website is a client server model. Means client sends request to a server and wait for their response of the server, and then server receives the request from client, processes it, but it never blocks. It continuously serves to a different client. It serves simultaneously to several clients, and it never blocks. Next, HTML. Now, what is HTML? Anyone know what is HTML? Have you heard about the HTML before this? Nothing. Yes, hypertext markup language is the full form of HTML. Anything other than full form? It is a hypertext markup language which is used to write the web pages. This is language. Huh? As you know, you can talk or you can communicate with each other, your friends or family, in English, Marathi, and Hindi. Okay. Many programming languages you can see in your syllabus, that is C, C++, Java, and many more other languages. But HTML is also a form of language. Okay, which using this we can develop a web page, which is used to write a web pages. HTML is used to write web page. In HTML, the hypertext refers to web pages linking technique. Hypertext काय आहे? HTML मध्ये web page linking technique. Thus, the link presented on the web page is called hypertext or hyperlink. HTML is markup language, means that it is used to mark up or tell the web browser how to text should be represented. म्हणजे काय? HTML ही लँग्वेज आहे, तो ती काय करते, वेब ब्राउझरला सांगते की हा जो मी टेक्स्ट राईट करते ती कशी रिप्रेझेंट करायची, ते वेब ब्राउझरला HTML थ्रू कळतं. म्हणजे तुम्ही जर वेगवेगळ्या टाईपचे टॅग टाकून वेगवेगळ्या त्याच्यामध्ये डेटा एंटर केला तर तो तुम्हाला वेगवेगळ्या फॉर्म मध्ये दिसेल. ते आपण प्रॅक्टिकलच्या वेळेस आपण बघणारच आहे. ओके. Again, HTML document itself is a plain text file with the special tags which instruct the web browser how to interact and display the information on the web pages. This document is stored with .html or .htm extension. तुम्ही कुठलं पण ज्या वेळेस एखादा HTML फाईल क्रिएट कराल ना तर ती एकतर लिहितात नोटपॅड मध्ये. ओके, नोटपॅड मध्ये तुम्ही ती त्याच्या फॉर्म मध्ये लिहायची आणि ती एक्सटेन्शन सेव्ह करताना जशी तुम्ही सी ची फाईल केल्यानंतर .c एक्सटेन्शन देऊन जशी सेव्ह करतात तशी ती ही HTML ची फाईल .html or .htm extension देऊन you have to save that file. Usually, the web pages are stored on a special machine called as a server, and using the URL client can access them through internet. URL is the address of a web page stored in the server. URL म्हणजे काय? हा एक ऍड्रेस असतो तो वेब पेजचा ऍड्रेस असतो तो सर्व्हर वरती स्टोअर असतो. जनरली वेब पेजेस हे सर्व्हर वरती स्टोअर असतात. ओके, एक स्पेशल मशीन आहे त्याला म्हणतात सर्व्हर, त्याच्यावरती वेब पेजेस स्टोअर असतात. ते सर्व्हर वरती स्टोअर असल्यामुळेच ते क्लायंटला तो सर्व करू शकतो. ओके, लोकल मशीन वरती जर असलं तर ते वेब वरती डिस्प्ले नाही होणार. देन HTML टॅग. Okay, here is a describe the structure of include this information computer language for describing the syntax of tags. Now we can see their HTML tag. HTML tag means what is the HTML tag? These are building blocks of HTML. HTML tags are building blocks of HTML document which define how to web browser should interact, interpret, format, and display the information. It defines to the web browser should interpret, how to interpret, format, and display the information. HTML elements are defined by using tags. The HTML tags has a format as below. HTML चा फॉर्मॅट असा असतो. स्टार्टिंगला सगळ्यात वेब तुम्ही ज्या वेळेस एखाद्या HTML ची फाईल राईट करता तर तुम्ही हा टॅग आहे जो ट्रायंग्युलर ब्रॅकेट मध्ये एक्सक्लेमेटरी मार्क, डॉक टाइप अँड HTML असं सगळ्या स्टार्टिंगला हा टॅग तुम्हाला तिथं राईट डाऊन करावा लागतो. नेक्स्ट असतं HTML. It begins with HTML and ends with /HTML tag. Whatever tag you are opening in HTML writing file, you have to close it with the / tag. Okay. Then after that, this is a sequence. You cannot change this sequence. First line of the file is exclamatory mark, doc type, HTML, triangular bracket, again triangular bracket, HTML, close bracket, and then again head. Can you see the marker? I have marked that these tags. तुम्हाला हे मार्कर दिसतोय का? मी तिथे टॅग करते लाईन अंडरलाईन करते. ओके, हा, तर तुम्हाला हा हेड लिहिला ना की तो हेड क्लोज पण करावा लागणार आहे. टायटल जेव्हा तुम्ही लिहाल तर टायटल तुमचं लिहून झाल्यानंतर तुम्हाला टायटल क्लोज पण करावं लागेल. का तर त्यांचे प्रत्येकाचे काहीतरी फंक्शन्स आहे. बॉडी आहे तर परत तुम्हाला बॉडी स्टार्ट केल्यानंतर बॉडी क्लोज पण करावी लागणार आहे. Wait, every HTML code must be enclosed between the HTML tag. It begins with the HTML and ends with the /HTML tag. Head tag. आता next काय? Head tag. हा तुम्हाला जो दाखवते मी head tag. The head tag comes next, which contains all the header information. One minute. तर काय head tag comes next, which contains all the header information of a web page or a document. म्हणजे तुमच्या कोणत्या पण एखाद्या वेब पेज कराल ना तुम्ही तर त्याची हेडरची इन्फॉर्मेशन ही हेड टॅगच्या अंडरच तुम्ही राईट डाऊन करायची आहे. तो काय असणार आहे? हेडिंग. कुठल्या पण डॉक्युमेंटला तुम्ही ज्यावेळेस नोटबुक मध्ये सुद्धा लिहिता किंवा एखादी वर्ड फाईल तयार करता कोणतं त्याला हेडिंग तर देतात ना. हेडिंग तर तुम्ही देतात. तर हेड म्हणजे काय आहे? तुमच्या डॉक्युमेंटचं हेडिंग आहे. ओके, मग ते हेड ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही टाईप हे कराल ना, हेड टॅगने ज्यावेळेस त्याच्या मध्ये तुम्ही काही लिहाल ना सेंटेन्स, तर ते त्याचा फॉन्ट हा इतर जे डॉक्युमेंट्स असतात त्याच्यापेक्षा काहीतरी थोडासा तो मोठा असेल हेडिंग सारखा, म्हणून तो हेड ओपन, आणि जोपर्यंत तुम्ही क्लोज करत नाही तोपर्यंत तुम्ही जेवढं खालचं लिहाल प्रोग्राम तो पूर्ण त्याच फॉन्ट मध्ये तुम्हाला दिसेल, डिस्प्ले त्याच फॉन्ट मध्ये होईल. सो दिस इज head tag comes under net which contains all the header information of the web pages or document like the title of pages and other malicious information. This information enclosed with the head tag which opens at head and closes at slash head. Okay. Then next is title. Title. We can maintain the title of web page using title tag and title header information, and hence the mention within the header tag. The tags begins the title and ends with slash title. Last is body. Body opens with a triangular bracket body and ends with a slash body. Okay. बॉडीचा जो आहे ह्या दोन टॅगच्या मध्ये तुम्हाला जो पण काही डेटा टाकायचा असतो तो तुम्ही बॉडीच्या ह्या टॅगच्या अंडर टाकू शकतात. ओके. आता आज आपण याच्यावरतीच कंप्लीट करू. नेक्स्ट टाइम वी विल सी some short programs and also HTML heading and other tags. So you can write some small program, at least start some small program. Okay. तुम्हाला सगळं समजलं का? तुम्हाला ते तुम्हाला सांगू एक्सटर्नल असेल की इंटरनल, ते आता बघू हे सिच्युएशन कशा आहे त्याच्यावरती डिपेंड आहे. ठीक आहे. तुम्हाला सांगितलं जाईल तोपर्यंत तुम्ही प्रॅक्टिस करा. टॅग्स वगैरे तुम्हाला नंतर ते पाठ करावे लागतील कारण ते टॅग्स नसतील तर तुम्हाला येणार नाही. ठीक आहे. हो, मग मॅन्युअल पण देईल मी, सगळं मटेरियल प्रोव्हाइड करेल. Okay, then now I am leaving the meeting. Keep studying.